Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's Randy. I'm going to go through a few tools that I use to help me narrow down the stocks that I'm focused on. I want to go through those with you. And before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Great to have you. Be sure to smash that like button for putting together this content. And if you'd like to join the private Discord, in the description below the video, there is a link to the Patreon. Contribute to the channel as little as $5. And you can quit at any time. Stay for 30 days, see how you like it. If you're looking to open a brokerage account, I've got 3 links in the comments below. The reason I chose these is for specific reasons. The first one is the Moomoo account because of the news feed. Some people are paying to get their news. I really recommend Moomoo, and you get it for absolutely free. They're going to give you money for joining their brokerage. Now, the next one is Webull. If you want over-the-counter access to stocks that are not on the official exchange, OTC, take advantage of that on your Webull account. The last one is I'm going to be talking very briefly about options trading. And if you're not familiar with options, but you want to experiment without actually conducting it, there's a paper way to trade options and put them on your watch list. Select them to see how you would do with a Robinhood account. They just opened this new feature on Robinhood. It's been a few weeks, maybe a month or so, but this is absolutely fantastic for those of you who want to practice options. You go to the options tab, you select it. I'm going to put that link for the Robinhood account in the comments below. The first thing that I look at sometimes is Ape Wisdom. This gives me a summary of what is trending on Reddit in the last 24 hours. This morning, Bed Bath & Beyond, or BBBY, ticker symbol, was down here in about the number 3 spot this morning. I almost had a video queued up to release it, but I spent some time in the Patreon talking to people about the trades today. So I just went ahead and saved everything for this evening. Now, we also have NVIDIA on here. We've got GameStop, AMC, Palantir because of the earnings and that drop because of the guidance. We got Upstart, Best Buy, AMD, and so on and so forth. So you can go through here and say, okay, if it's trending, is there a catalyst coming up? Is it at a low entry point? Should I short it? Should I invest in it? You can make those decisions, but I like to go through and look at a few more things. I also like to look at stock tweets and see what's trending there. So we've got Upstart here. If you go back here, did we see Upstart on here also? So it's number 8. So it's also trending here. So I might decide to check that out just to see what's happening. For example, now we also know that CPI numbers are coming out. So I also like to look at the Market Watch calendar because I want to be proactive. I want to understand what's coming up in the market, and I want to try and predict how the market's going to respond and whether or not that data is going to be good or bad, so that way I can make an investment decision or be cautious or take a little bit more risk. I also like to look at the indices. If they are pushing their caps, are they getting at resistance levels, and understanding the trends of those major indices, and also the Bitcoin index. So I would say 23,000 is pretty high for Bitcoin right now, pushing 24,000. So what does that say? And y'all have seen me look at oil and copper also. Now we're going to be talking a little bit more about BBBY. Did I say enough B's? 3 B's and a Y. BBBY, I think I did. So August 8th, today was a massive flux of trading volume, and you could see that change yesterday on August 5th. Now, I was talking about this last week and got everyone in on this that wanted to take part in it. I mean, and that's what it's all about, right? You want to be in these low levels before it really takes off. So now it's taken off, and now it could potentially create some bag holders in the long term, or the very immediate term, maybe by the end of this week. So you definitely want to be cautious because here's the close amount, here's the low amount, and you can see the high. I mean, this could be at $15 in the morning, and this spikes up quick and comes down hard. You want to check your options volume. You want to check the trading volume. You want to see if this is continuing to get higher. I will say 121 million is massive. That is a massive number, and it matches the volume that we've seen in AMC on Friday before the market closed. So this is a big uptick. I mean, 52 million. This really had me watching, and you could see these numbers were pretty elevated too. So let's take a look at the charts for BBBY. This is also something that I was keeping everyone updated in the Discord. I had these charts. I was posting them very frequently. So if anybody wanted to come in and get this on the drop, this is the line that I drew in right here at about $11. I think I may have even pushed it up just a little bit more to capture a few more of these lines at about 11.15. I said that was the green line. You can check the Discord if you want to verify that and see that I was telling everybody about this since about August 1st. Now, this had a massive run up. You could see it was jumping after hours and pre-market, and then when the market opened, it did not close in that first 30 minutes. This is the 30-minute chart. So this candle represents a 30-minute time frame. When it opened, the extent that it ran up all the way to about $12.81 in that first 30 minutes, and then closed down here at about $10.91. And then it kind of went sideways. I took some profits, decided not to come back in my position, and I know I'm going to regret it. I did so well because I got in so low down here. When it starts to get volatile up here in these peak prices, I mean, this is probably the worst time to cut it, but I mean, I will tell you that I still feel really good about this, and let me tell you why. If you take a look at cheddarflow.com and you filter by the tab Unusual Volume, this is going to give you a summary of all of the options activity that is happening. And BBBY was up at the top, and AMC came and took the top position at the end of the day. And I think the reason that happened was because it's dipped down. AMC dipped down towards the end of the day, so people were expecting a rebound after hours and in the pre-market to continue the following day. Now over here you've got a bull percentage of 33%, you've got 35% for AMC, but I like to go through here and look and see what else is got good on the call options and low on the put options. So I want to know that something's going up, or I might even decide to play a put because I know that this is going to come down and it's reaching a point of resistance. I want you to get really comfortable in this channel of playing puts. If you can play calls, you can play puts. And if you're not familiar with them, in the Robinhood account, and I'll leave a link if you don't have a Robinhood account, you could just use it so that way you can watch the trades. You can pick your option trades and not play it and just select it so that way you can see how you did. And pick a call, pick a put for the same stock, and I would say just watch it, monitor it. It's like paper trading, but you actually are pressing the button and you're putting it on your watch list. I would tell you to do that. That's something that I definitely like to do with stocks that I'm not as familiar with. Now, I wanted to point this out to you because I like Tilray on here. I've done a lot of research on Tilray, and look at this, 52%. I really like Tilray. Make sure you put this on your watch list. Tilray is very, very strong, well diversified, and positioned to really take advantage of what's going to happen with legalization, cannabis, and with Germany. Okay, Germany is going to legalize, I believe, before the U.S. Americas will. I believe we'll have reform, and I've talked about this in the SNDL videos, but I want you to put Tilray on your watch list. They've got a liquor brand. They've got Sweetwater. They are really diversified. I really like this company. I think they're going to do well. They're going to do strong at $4.30. I mean, we could take a look at the charts, but take a look at the charts. I don't have them pulled up for this video because I want to get through this and get this out to everyone. Now, I also like to look at FinViz. Y'all have seen me look at this before. I just want to take a snapshot at the end of the day and see what the volume was and what sector and industry it was in and why. I want to understand the percentage and whether or not the volume equals the percentage. So did this run? I'm asking myself, did I miss out on this run, or does this have more room to run? And if the volume doesn't equal the percentage, like for example, AMC here, you could say an 8% run on 131 million. Maybe there's more if this takes a drop or it finds a level of support. Like say this was to go to $17. It was to pull back. But I'll just tell you right now, we're going to take a look at that chart because I don't like the way the candlesticks look on there. I am a fan of BBBY right now. So let's take a look at Fintel. Fintel is also something you can search, and you could search for Fintel short interest stocks, and you can see the top three. And what I look for here is the borrow fee rate. So I'm looking to see if I can make consistent themes. If I'm finding Bed Bath & Beyond on all of these searches that I'm doing, then it's really, really on my list of things to look into. So Tough Builds, you know I've talked about this, that it was going to drop down under $2. This did real well. Redbox, they're only allowing people to sell right now. So this one's kind of it's dead if you ask me. And then we've got REV. So you want to look at the borrow fee. You want the borrow fee to be high. You want the days to cover to be short, and you want the float to be, pretty much like squeeze potential is high over here. And they organize them by the top 3 or 5. Those are the ones that I want to look for. You can also do some filtering in FinViz up here in the tool to get your float, shares, relative volume, industry. You could do these filters to get what you want out of this chart. If you want to find out the short stocks and whatnot, they have those filters in FinViz. Now let's go to AMC, because AMC is something that people have been talking about, and just for my taste, you have to understand I'm a little bit more conservative in my trades, and I like to eliminate as much risk as possible. This was the buying opportunity here, but I want to show you what happens with these red candles, right? When you see a massive red drop off, kind of like this, it can pose a buying opportunity, and that's why you've seen AMC call options come at the end of the day, because people are like, look, I'm buying this dip. Now what you can do is when that first candle opens in the morning and you see the tail closes down here at say 23.14, you can just put it on your watch list. Wait for this to drop low, or wait for it to peak and then put a put on it and play this down, and then of course close it out before the market closes, especially if you see that the market's rallying and you expect it to sell off just as quick. That is sort of a pattern you can expect out of this market right now. Now, that may not always come true, but these are the type of things that you want to think about. Now, I did pull up Palantir, because Palantir was another example of an earnings that came out and not playing into the earnings, meaning don't buy anything if you're not invested in this. Wait to see what happens with the earnings. And if this pulls back significantly, especially if it's not pre-market, once the market opens and this pulls back significantly, normally it will recover. So I don't like buying anything going into earnings. I like to wait, unless I'm absolutely certain. Like with Disney was just, it kept having good earnings and it would drop every time. When that went to $91, I was telling everybody, $91, this is a buy. You want to get Disney at 91. So things like that, those are exceptions. You just buy it on the technicals when it's low. Palantir is an example of it's going to drop to support. Roku dropped to support after earnings, and several others. You guys know this happens. People get themselves into trouble because it can be very tempting to buy something going into earnings, and you've got a 50-50 shot. Nobody actually knows. And even if this says bullish or bearish, they do not always get it right. I only use this as an indicator to help me add to my own due diligence. You have to look into these things just a little bit deeper. We have got to start watching Tesla, and we will be watching Tesla on this channel and talking about it more. The reason I haven't talked about it in the past is because there's so many people that cover it, right? And I really wanted to differentiate the channel and address some of those stocks that really didn't get covered. But I will tell you, it would be embarrassing if I look back at this channel a few years from now and Tesla's massive, like I know it will be, and I've never ever in a single day talked about it. I just don't know how you could take the channel seriously. So it does have a stock split coming up. These are earnings. You see all of the earnings have been green, and EV technology, it's all about producing mass quantities, and these gigafactories that Elon said he was going to be making anywhere from 10 to 13 or whatever. He's an absolute genius. You either love him or you hate him. I don't think there's any between. I got a lot of respect for what Elon Musk is doing. I'm a big fan, and I will be talking about more content, but I do like Tesla. When this gets to levels of support, there's massive money to be made or lost on Tesla option plays, and I want to cover those in the future. So Tesla, something to definitely watch, because what do we know is a guaranteed catalyst with Tesla? Tesla has that stock split, and it's an absolute guaranteed catalyst. Plus, they not only have that, they've got a big meeting coming up at the end of this month, and there's going to be huge advancements in their robotics, I believe, discussed. So very important. I also like Zoom. Zoom, I believe, is going to start getting into the call center AI portion of the business. And if I zoom out, you get that? If I zoom out on Zoom, this has just been getting beat up. and the chart has been so predictable. These tails have been peaking up here at the 100 on the moving average. You can see the aqua color here, this line, and that's what happened today. This had a massive run and pulled back today, but you can see it's got a little bit of a trend line here. And if you look at the RSI indicator back here, it has sort of just flattened out. It came and dipped here, and now it's starting to come up, and I would really put this on your watch list. This is something that is it's 8 times price to sales, but scheduled to have about $4 billion in sales this year, and they haven't changed their guidance. They've stuck to their guns. I believe this is pulled down about as far as it's going to go, and if it dips further, this is one I would definitely look out for. I look forward to keeping y'all updated in the Discord about this one. Now, here's the revenue numbers. About 10% growth for 2023, and 2024, 13% growth. So this is a modest number, but I do believe that they are very relevant, and I think it's a great company, and it may have gotten pushed down quite a bit. Those are the stocks that I wanted to tell you about. I hope these tools help you to trade. I would say look out for BBBY. If this does spike up, I think it's going to come down hard. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.